Greetings, fellow speculators. So I got a question on ProsperousAdventure.com by Scott Carlson. It said, thank you for the update on Alianza. I also have not heard of Condor Resources. Just a side note, Condor Resources was listed in Alianza's presentation as a company like them. Back to the note. Going to put that one on my watch list. Two other companies worth watching on the prospect generator model are Eagle Plains Resources and Azimut Exploration. So I've researched those guys and I've been to their presentations and watched them for years. And he's right. I didn't add them in ProsperousAdventure.com prospect generators, and I should. So I started looking at Azimut Exploration's website again, getting updated with them again. They don't put out very many news releases, but one of the recent ones that they put out was a strategic update dated March 19th that gives a rundown of the company. First, I thought we'd look at their fact sheet. They don't seem to have any new presentations, so this fact sheet seems to be give some maps and things. So let's look at this one a little bit. They're in Quebec. This is the guy that runs the company is very French. Went to school in Paris. I mean, strong French accent. Very Quebec. That's what you want when you're speculating on projects in Quebec. So he's got a bunch of gold projects, polymetallic projects, chromium project, and uranium project. And so they're numbering these things and naming them. A bunch of them are in northern Quebec. Some are not as far north in Quebec, and what they're calling the Eleanor gold mine area. And they get into their strategy, and it's about using other people's money to test their projects. They're good at getting databases and databasing the area and looking at that area for opportunities. And one of the finds that I speculated on in the past was Virginia gold. It turned into Virginia mines as they were bought out by Goldcorp, and Goldcorp has built this mine called the Eleanor mine. And this mine was a spectacular find, and the stock paid off huge along the way. Had years of drilling and compounding share price. A lot of people made money on that one, and these guys are looking around the neighborhood for more of them. And so they've picked up lots of properties and done deals in the neighborhood with like Azimut and other companies to work these properties. So they've got partners paying to work some of these properties. And they list all kinds of gold test results they've got in the neighborhood of other projects. And for those of you that aren't aware, Goldcorp also made some other finds on their main property, and they've been expanding that thing huge. I mean, Goldcorp lists some numbers, but I think most anybody that follows that project will believe it's bigger than what Goldcorp is listed. And some other projects, copper, gold, tungsten projects. And they're listing and pointing out different results, different parts of those projects. So let's go back to their corporate update, or a strategic update that they just printed. And they're talking about their business approach. I like to see this. Their core business is founded on expertise to process large multi-source databases to generate high-quality exploration targets. Basically, that's their technical expertise. And then they focus on selected major mineral deposits, and they say by doing that they've concluded 30 strategic and option arrangements with senior and junior companies since 2003. They're saying to date, since they've started doing this, they've had $50 million invested in exploration work by the company's partners and $16.9 million by Azimut. That's a nice gearing. That's more than double, almost a couple times what, almost triple, I believe, what these guys have put in has been spent by their partners. That compounds the odds of success and furthers their longevity a lot more than the average junior exploration company that, they would have had to raise $69 or $70 million to come up with that kind of exploration, where Azimut only had to raise 16.9 to do as much exploration as these guys have done. Not that it was successful or has been successful, but they have brought together a bunch of properties that they have a lot more information on, and they've learned a lot from it that hopefully will point out a new discovery in the future. And as a speculator, that's what I'm looking for, that new discovery. They say strategic land holdings have been established in Quebec, most notably the Eleanor Gold Camp in the James Bay region along a 330-kilometer polymetallic more geology. That area is quite prospective, and so in that area they've got these different deals. One of them is called Eleanor South, where they have Azimut is a little over a quarter holder, Goldcorp a little over a third, and Eastmain a little over a third. And Opunaka B, they've got they own half. Everton owns half, with Hecla joint venturing in to own, I think it's 60%. And Wabaminsk Goldcorp has 51%, Azimut 49%. Opunaka A, Azimut 50%, Everton 50%, Opunaka D, Azimut's 100%. I assume they're looking for more joint venture deals there. Eastmain West, chromium, platinum, palladium, nickel potential project. They've got 100% of that. Trying to look for partners, I assume. And looking forward, so they were talking about the past and what they've collected and what they've done. Now we're looking at 2015. They're saying partner-funded exploration programs have been planned or will soon be defined for the Opunaka B, Wabanusk, and Eleanor South properties. On the Opunaka B property, $320,000 exploration program has been confirmed by Hecla Mining, which will keep its option to acquire up to 60% of the property. In 2014, Hecla funded the program on the A and B properties amounting to $850,000 and a little over 2,000 meters of drilling, 9 holes, grab samples, channeling, till samples, and they're working the project. They're saying, they've got a partner working the project, and they're collecting more data in the other areas. In 2014, they had Goldcorp funding a program that was a little over $250,000. It consisted of mapping and prospecting, significant results, and they're talking about some results. Fieldwork helped delineate 3 areas where altered shear zones merit additional follow-up. So hopefully they can get Goldcorp to come back this year and keep working those projects. On the Eleanor South property, the operator Eastmain will soon provide Azimut and Goldcorp with an update. They're talking about their other properties up north. And so there's not huge dollars solidly confirmed this year, and speculative catalysts to talk about so far, but they're working these projects, and sometime out in the future, maybe the obvious catalyst that we can speculate on will be there, and they go on talking about the company. I thought it would be interesting to look at their financials, so I pulled up their latest financials, and these are February 28th of 2015, so relatively recent. Cash and cash equivalents of just under $1.5 million, $1.4 million, with some other stuff in there I'm going to skip. Non-current assets, I'm going to skip that. Liabilities, relatively small. Total liabilities, they don't have like any massive debts or anything, which is nice to see. Expenses, so they kept this nice and simple and easy to understand. General and administrative, $115,000 for 3 months. If you look at the 6 months, 6 months is even lower on a per monthly basis. But let's go with the last 3 months, $115,000. That's like 30 something $1,000 a month. If we cut out the general exploration that I assume is optional, and they just want to run the way it is, 30 something $1,000 a month. I mean, that's very low for these kinds of exploration companies. Maybe the 20 something $1,000 a month is the ones that have no cash left and they've cut everything, but 30 something $1,000 a month, they still got the lights on, they're still there, they're still exploring, working projects, they're keeping these expenses low. That's nice to see as a speculator, for my opinion. Let's not go through more financials. There's a lot of different things to look at, but that's what I mainly wanted to point out was the general and administrative is very low compared to their peers. So if we go back to, I wanted to look at quotes and prices of this company. Last was 20 cents. Here's a 5-year chart. 2011 it was up with a lot of these companies, maybe 6 or 7 times higher than it is now, and now it's down at this where it seems to be same kind of low prices for the last 2 years, 20 cent kind of flourish thing. Market cap $7.5 million, so $1.4 million in cash as of February, and $7.5 million market cap. So the market's giving them kind of like a $6 million enterprise value. So they're pricing all their projects and everything, the business, at about $6 million. So for $6 million, you get all these projects and joint venture deals with some partners paying bits and pieces on, hopefully more as they progress the projects forward. That's how I see Azimut. I want to keep watching them and looking for a catalyst in this company that could really rocket that share price higher, more so than just the underlying markets, to speculate on this one. So I'm going to keep following Azimut, and if you'd like more updates on Azimut or other companies like them, I'd ask that you please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Otherwise, I just signed up on Azimut's website. Just put your email address in there and they'll send you updates along the way too. So thank you for listening.